Stu, somebody at the Blaze fucking hates you, dude. A, they make you sit in a room with Glenn Beck all day long and listen to his babble. And the other thing is they pick shots where you look fucking like you look startled by your own reflection. But anyways, send this to a Biden voter. Well, I agree. And with it, send her my love, memories remain. Send her my love, roses never fade. Send her my love, calling. All right, I'm fine. Sorry, it's what's gonna. It's what it triggers. I'm gonna. Come on. Next up, I got to create a pedal down here that gives me reverb that I can step on. And then when I'm done singing, we'll do that. But I got to say that I think my voice sounds okay dry. I have no idea what it sounds like when I sing because sometimes I'm a lot louder than my speaking voice. So I apologize if it blows the thing out. I'll work that out later. Probably should have checked. Check. Sibilance. All right. Starting a Columbo reboot. Send this to a Biden voter. Let's hear it.
Hunter Biden happens to be the most irresponsible criminal of all time.
Okay, happens to be the most irresponsible criminal of all time. Okay, is the crime itself irresponsibility, and therefore he's shunning responsibility, and or he's just lazy and he flubs up a lot of the crimes
and left his laptop at a computer repair shop?
No, he didn't.
So we have all sorts of insight as to
no, you don't.
What he was doing. We also have all sorts of insight into what his business partners were saying at the time. You can say Hunter acted on his own with some of this. You can say, oh, well, Joe Biden didn't know any of this. Mm-hmm. But you can't say there's no evidence.
Sure I can. But try to convince me.
You can say there's no definitive proof. You can say, well, I've got excuses for this and excuses for that. But saying there's no evidence is completely insane. Let me give you some of this. Let's go back.
Go the examples first.
Back in time a little bit. Back in the debate, Joe Biden on stage with Donald Trump accusing him.
Oh, this is I didn't discuss business or I didn't know anything about my son's business.
And Hunter Biden of bringing in money from China. Claims that we know now have real backing to them. Joe Biden said on stage the opposite. Biden and his son earned no money from China. His son says otherwise. Joe Biden's comment that Hunter Biden made no money in China.
Oh, no. Okay, so that direct clip, and people use that all the time. That direct clip, and even in this Pinocchio's, I pointed this out at the time, specifically, that when he said that thing about money from China is nonsense, because Trump was saying Hunter Biden walked into China and walked out with $1 billion. That's what he was referring to.
It was made in the course of a contentious debate in which he rebutted a number of false claims made by Trump. Yet, he made his statement in response to a direct question from the moderator. It's possible he purposely, listen how, this is the Washington Post fact check. Look how much they reached to try to justify this claim for Biden. It's possible that he purposely tailored his answer to just the period when he was vice president. But Biden has never been known for such parsing of language. The president tends to be sloppier in his phrasing, which often gets him into trouble. The fact remains that Biden, during the debate, denied his son made money from China in court last week.
In China. But we'll get to that.
His son has said he earned hundreds of thousands of dollars from Chinese business deals. 4 Pinocchios, even from the...
Right. On their move to buy a energy company in the United States that would be under the SEC, under U.S. law. Again, not business in China. Devin Archer and Whitey Bulger's kid, those guys made money in China, specifically. Bulger's kid is still there.
Washington Post, even as they try to, all sorts of gymnastics tricks to justify what they're talking about and how it's not all that bad. Now, the House GOP, again, they're saying no evidence. The House GOP...
Yeah, I'm still saying that.
...released bank records on Hunter Biden payments from Russian oligarchs. The total cleared $20 million.
Right, but let me give you a good example of how that's bullshit. May I? Can I jump in there real quick? I know you're here to set this up so that We know what the truth is, and I appreciate it, Stu. I do. I appreciate you putting the time in. I appreciate you worrying about us. It's nice that you care in that regard. Let me give you an example of the current state of, let's see, this is this. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Present. Go to this. Take this guy. Cut that out. And we've dealt with this before, but I think it's a good example. This is the one of the stories about where the money came in, and specifically the money that came in from the mayor of Moscow's wife. Now, I'm curious. Stu may bring this up. We don't know. I haven't pre-watched this video, but it's very possible he included it certainly in the $20 million. Of this $20 million that supposedly exists, the $3.5 million wire transfer from Elena Baturina went to Devon Archer. And it was an investment into a bigger fund. So she wired it to Devon Archer. He puts it into this realty fund, which is his baby. Hunter Biden is not involved in that subsidiary, in that LLC. That's Devon Archer. All that money went to Devon Archer. So if you have a problem with the mayor of Moscow's wife begetting money and sending it out to people and blah, 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 it went to Devon Archer. Not a dime went there. Also, this is the lie that he particularly is pointing, is including in that 20 million. This is in the same argument that the Senate and the House's reports made. Hunter Biden received, hold on, let me blow this up over here so I can just read it off the top of my head. There we go. Hunter Biden received a $3.5 million wire transfer from Elena Baturina, the wife of the former mayor of Moscow. $3.5 million from the Russian billionaire. None to Biden. The staff memo, that's what he's talking about. In that, he's talking about an article, not the staff memo. So again, this is another trick that if he's talking about how the Washington Post is trying to protect Joe Biden, this is Stu trying to dig up a bigger version of a story by reading the story about the report and not putting the report up and dealing with the actual writings in the report. But the staff's memo suggested that $2.75 million of Baturina's transfer went to a firm that transferred funds to Hunter Biden. But our reporting and Archer's testimony, under oath, by the way, suggests it incorrect to assume Hunter Biden ended up with this money. Under our accounting, this all would be considered money to an associate, Archer, since he says Baturina's transfer was intended for a real estate transaction unconnected to Hunter. Now, the other thing, too, is that in the Burisma money that went where they total of $20 million, remember, a total of over $20 million. The amount of money from Burisma to Rosemont Seneca Partners was $6.5 million, the direct transfers. $2.6 million went to Hunter Biden as part of salary, and the staff memo relies on Internal Revenue Service whistleblower testimony. These are the people that, Trump and his buddies have been touting, including Stu, that Burisma paid to everyone involved $6.5 million, of which $2.6 million went to Hunter Biden. The balance went to Devon Archer. $3.9 million of it went to Devon Archer. Just saying. Now, this is what, Stu would accuse, I guess, everybody else of, padding facts and lying on behalf or trying to soften it. But this is him taking a Fox News report, and on the Blaze, too, showing it on screen and using that as the headline of it as evidence.
Now, the response to this by the media and the left was to say, well, they showed $20 million being transferred to all sorts of members of the Biden family, but not to...
Not to the Biden family. No. The number that goes to family members is we're talking about less than 3 over other deals. If you excluding Hunter, if you're talking about James Biden and whoever Hunter had to pay debts to, or he owed money to amongst the family, or he was paying for schooling or some shit like that.
Directly to Joe. Where's the proof?
Also, why are you stealing Glenn Beck's dummy voice? That's theft. I don't even like it when it's not even original when Glenn does it, but you're stealing it from him.
Where's the evidence of the transfer to Joe? First of all, are we children?
You seem to be. You were just doing a silly voice that's not even of your own creation.
Are we children here?
You do vaguely give off a sort of Campbell's soup kind of an energy.
The guy's vice president of the United States.
Right. Well, he's not in 2017 when one of these biggest transactions happened.
He's not gonna get a Venmo from some Russian oligarch. That's not how this works. Yes, it's gonna go to his very shady family members, all of whom seem to be involved in some corrupt part of this.
Some corrupt part of this, such as?
Including his brother, who's knee-deep, at least according to multiple articles and books, honestly.
Oh, books. Yeah. Miranda Devine's book, you mean? The one where she writes about her vetting the laptop that she's never seen from a copy of a hard drive she can't verify? Please continue.
Cover this stuff. But go beyond that for a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Think about if you're Hunter Biden and you have a dad like Joe Biden, what's that relationship like?
Well, when your brother is alive, you're kind of the black sheep. You have an addiction. You got some shame issues and you're back and forth and they're always worried about you and it's uncomfortable conversations and you have stuff with your ex-wife and you're in a divorce court and your brother's getting fucking, becoming the AG of someplace. So it's contentious and funky and your dad seems more proud of him than of you. And so you're just kind of off on your own. Maybe you start getting a little resentful during that time, intermixed with your drug use. Something like that.
Joe has a very troubled child. He's got grandkids all over the place. He
does have grandkids all over the place. Not all of them are hunters, by the way. And he's also got some great kids as well. And he had a great son who passed away.
Family members. He's the one that can bring in the bacon, right? He's the one with the name. He's the one with
No, apparently Hunter Biden's complaint was that he was the one bringing in the bacon.
Reputation. So what do you do with that information?
Well, you go, gee whiz, my dad's entire reputation is as of a union guy and a Scranton kind of up-and-comer and an honest dude, and we can parlay that only to the extent that it actually works.
You don't transfer the money directly to Joe.
Especially if there isn't any.
What's Joe going to do with it? He's an 80-year-old guy.
Right. So why is he even criming at this point? It's a good question, Stu. It's a good point. Send this to a Biden. What the fuck does Biden want to crime for? He doesn't even need to crime anymore. He's not going to spend it on shit. He's just ice cream and a bicycle and he's set. Yes, exactly. What are the crimes?
He's an old man.
Right. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he's just going to wait till after he's president to really cash in on it and build himself a big Putin palace.
Who is not only old, but also already wealthy, so he can buy whatever he wants.
So he sold out his country just for spite, then, is the idea. That he just hates America. That's going to be your argument? Union Joe, Scranton Joe. There's nothing we can do if we do it together. That guy just hates this fucking place so much. He doesn't even need anything. He just wants to see it burn. He's the Joker now. Great.
So what's going to happen to this money? At some point, Joe Biden is not going to be able to use it anymore.
Joe, quick, cash the check so we can catch you cashing the check because our whole fucking argument is falling apart.
I got news for you. We all get to that situation at some point. And
yes, you're some of us faster than others, Stu. You're younger than I am.
That money's going to be transferred to the exact people it got transferred to in the memo.
So Joe Biden is engaging in relatively low-level influence peddling crime where the people who are paying him for influence get the exact opposite of what they would want in terms of that influence. And he's doing it so that they will pay him money through intermediaries that he will just let keep the money. I don't know what the fuck this is. This is brand new. This is special. This is, Stu, congratulations, man. You have stumbled on the single dumbest argument that I've ever heard. If anything, this is a great, if I would send this to a Biden voter, most of them would go, yeah, that's what I mean. What the fuck is he? Why would, at his age, why wouldn't he just, aren't you at the point where you don't give a shit anymore? You just do your thing? Why would he sneak around at all? Why would he leave a legacy of criminality and bullshit? Why would he leave his grandkids susceptible to the Russians or the fucking Chinese? The living hell?
Like, that is the end of the road for this money. It's going to go to Hunter Biden anyway.
So then what? What does Joe have to do with it? What? They posted this video. Really? This is the argument. God damn.
So why would you direct it to Joe first so he could, give an inheritance to Hunter in 5 years or 10 years or God only knows when?
Why would he, if he doesn't want it to begin with, who gives a shit?
Point is, obviously this is how you would hide it.
What do you mean? That's not hiding it. It's not even yours. You can't hide something that you don't have. What the living shit? This is amazing. All right. This has been, between him and Ben Shapiro, it's been one of the weirdest fucking shows I have ever done. Does anybody have any fucking idea what the living, is that a Biden mug? Has he got a Biden 2024 mug? Is that ironic? Does he throw it at the end of every episode, but they pay for it anyways? I'm stunned.
Also hide it by creating shell companies for all.
Why would you hide it in shell companies if you don't even want it in the first fucking place? Why wouldn't you just give it to charity? Shit, put it in the Clinton Foundation. Make right-wingers even more angry.
All of your relatives, with the exception of the one you just acknowledged last week. I mean, keep an eye out in the business filings for a new Navy Corp as an overseas operation, because that one's coming soon, I can tell you that.
Okay. Giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe his cards only have one word on them, and he dropped them when he was walking to set, and they're in the wrong order. That's the only thing Navy Corps, I don't know. I think that's, is that a reference to his grandkid? Let's see. This is what he's talking about, by the way. Family matters being family matters, but here you go. Biden acknowledged his 7th grandchild after getting green light from his son. The president has told people close to him that he hopes to eventually meet Hunter Biden's 4-year-old daughter. In recent weeks, Joe Biden realized that his silence was no longer tenable, that it was time for him to publicly recognize his 4-year-old granddaughter caught up in a bitter child support case involving his son, Hunter Biden. People familiar with the matter said, but before he could do so, he wanted to take one final step, getting the green light from his son, which he received last week, one source said. And on Friday, Biden finally spoke out about his 7th grandchild, whom, for years, he wouldn't so much as acknowledge in public. Now, the president wants to meet little Navy, that's what he's talking about, Navy Joan Roberts of Arkansas, and dispel the notion that he was ignoring a vulnerable member of the Biden family tree that is at the root of his political identity, according to the people familiar with the matter. Family dramas typically play out in private, though rarely when the nation's first family is involved. Don't get me started on Sarah Palin's family or the fucking Lauren Boebert shit. I would love for them to start throwing eggs. A president who has wrapped himself in family throughout his career is now, in an improbable twist, having to explain why he publicly ghosted a young girl who is as much a grandchild as any others. High school graduate... The others whose high school graduations he attends or who playfully call him Pop. Publicly claiming Navy Joan as a member of his family may also offer Biden a measure of peace. Politically, however, it also served to blunt a GOP line of attack. Republicans have shown that they plan to target Biden's messy situation. Yeah, okay, they could go after her now. Face criticism. Okay, and this is his statement. Okay. Biden publicly acknowledges...
For the first time, the president and first lady are publicly acknowledging they have a 7th grandchild, a 4-year-old girl named Navy, who their son Hunter fathered out of wedlock as he battled drug addiction. The child, up until now, not recognized by the president.
I have 6 grandchildren.
The move comes 1 month after Navy's mother, London Roberts, a former exotic dancer, settled a paternity and child support dispute with Hunter in Arkansas.
Okay, so they waited for all of it to settle in court and all that. There might have been even paternity stuff in there, or whether she wants it acknowledged or not. Okay.
The first couple releasing a statement Friday saying, quote, "Our son Hunter and Navy's mother London are working together to foster a relationship that is in the best interests of their daughter," adding, "This is not a political issue. It's a family matter. But it's already become political as the White House avoided..."
And then it's not anymore. Okay, so back to that. So officially, welcome Navy Joan Biden. Or, you know, that's why he said, you know, Navy corps.
So where else is this money going to go? Now,
nowhere, apparently. Again, apparently Joe Biden is being accused of robbing banks and stealing money he doesn't have, want, or need.
You might say, okay, well, we don't really have evidence for sure. And look,
right.
Again, I want the high standard here.
Sure, I can tell.
Especially for the president. I mean, you know, we all know that there's going to be fake accusations going at the other side, and some of that happens, right? We all know political accusations go on. But look at some of the evidence that we know we have. Okay, let's start with the WhatsApp message from the president, or from Hunter Biden in 2017. He says, "I am sitting here with my father."
Okay, let's do this on a couple of marks. One, not verified. That his own lawyers have said that we didn't send that, we don't verify that, we don't say that's real, we don't admit to sending that, doesn't quite matter. But even still, during the time he was on crack, and the idea that Joe was sitting next to him and had was part of this is never been established. And this might be a kid who's in trouble and who's trying to make his family think he's not a fucking loser, creating deals and behind the scenes and yelling at people and going, that's why he's not yelling on the phone. I'm sitting here with my father and you fucking, like, he's texting it. So that's the giveaway.
And we would like to understand why the commitment has not been fulfilled. Now, is Joe Biden involved in this? According to the testimony the whistleblower gave to Congress, which quotes from texts that are allegedly pumped from Hunter Biden to the CEO of a Chinese fund management company. The message continues, "Tell the director, I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand." And now means tonight. The message goes on to say, "I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me, his dad, and every person he knows, and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father." Now, this would be this.
When was this? Hold on one second. Who was president in 2017? Does anybody remember what Joe Biden's job was in 2017? Besides retiree? This is 2017. Now, the idea that they're like, my son didn't make any money from China, that kind of stuff, that deal fell through. The reason it fell through is because they refused to form a U.S. affiliate company of their own that would be under U.S. law. And so it collapsed. And so the $40 million they were going to use for the deal, he only, they had this, $3.9 million holding fee, 10% sitting in an account. And if it didn't happen, everybody goes their separate ways.
My direction. I am sitting here waiting
in 2017
for the call with my father. Now,
in 2017,
this is illegal, right?
No, it is not. It is not illegal at all. It's 2017.
If it's true, it is illegal.
No, it's not.
You can't, as Hunter Biden, be using
a retiree
U.S. officials to...
He's not a U.S. official. It's 2017.
To scam people out of money.
First of all right, is he doing deals with these people, or is he fucking okay, this is a little bit of I think Stu's been watching my shit. I think Stu's been watching these videos. I think, Stu, I hope you watch this one, buddy. Because according to you and Glenn Blech, the Chinese have been paying the Bidens to skullfuck them for years. Makes no goddamn sense. But Stu, can I just look? I know we can all be mistaken at times, but let me point out why, particularly, I'm crushing your point. Why, particularly, you are a fucking moron, or you're a liar. You can pick one of the two, because you're reading this message and you're seeing when that message happened, 2017. And then you say
sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Now, this is illegal, right?
No, it is not. by any measure. You know what would be illegal is if Joe Biden behaved as if he was told people he was still vice president in 2017. Kind of like what Trump's doing with the presidency. This is this is so amazingly dumb.
Right? If it's true, it is illegal.
No, it's not. It happened in 2017. It's not illegal.
You can't, as Hunter Biden, be using U.S. officials to scam people out of money.
Again, oh, that's the other part. So he's scamming them, is he? I thought he was in bed with them. I thought, if you're scamming the Chinese, how are you helping them to wreck the economy when you're no longer in office?
In business deals, that's not okay.
And who's getting scammed? Who's, honest to God, who is saying that? I mean, that's a whole different charge.
It's obviously illegal if the vice president at the time is involved in it. Now,
I agree. If Mike Pence was involved, it would be illegal, stupid. You do remember who the vice president was in 2017. You may recall that members of your party wanted to fucking murder him on his last day at work. Good Lord. This is a special report. And look at the title of this. The irrefutable evidence of Hunter and Joe's corrupt crimes. And the title of the thumbnail on this son of a bitch was send this to a Biden voter. You know what? Send this to a Biden voter.
To be fair, they are denying this is true. Hunter.
First of all, they're denying it's true, but they don't even have to deny it for legal reasons. They're just saying that email's bullshit.
Biden attorney says WhatsApp message cited by Republicans is fake. And that's back in the end of June. But is it fake? I mean, look, of course Hunter Biden's attorney is going to say it's fake. We don't know for sure if it's true. We know.
Run that by me again.
Look, of course Hunter Biden's attorney is going to say it's fake. We don't know for sure if it's true.
But you're going to say it's true because, of course, if Hunter Biden's attorney is going to say it's fake because he knows it's fake, then, of course, you have to say it's real with no evidence.
We know the source of it was an IRS employee involved in the investigation.
No. We don't.
He's come out now. He seems credible, but you can say we don't believe him. I believe Hunter Biden's attorney instead. Okay. I mean, it's a pretty crazy claim, but all right.
Here's you know what? Let me settle this for you as best I can. Give me 1 second. I think, Stu, I think I can fix this for you with a real, let's see. I'll take this and I want to do I need a big picture on here. I need some sort of, I could go to YouTube. I'll make it a thumbnail, sort of. That'll work. Oh, shoot. I'll just do it this way. Give me 1 second. Studio mode. And we'll go over here. I'll add a text thing. And then I feel like I can nip this whole ridiculous thing in the bud. And I think this might help you. Might not. Granted, you know. But let's see. I'll select this font. We'll go to bold. I like that. You know what? I like Arial black. It's cleaner that way. We'll go to here, and then we'll go down to here, and then I'm gonna let's see, add a gradient to it. I like that. Add a little bit of gray to things here. Just doing a little art. I'll be right with you guys in just 1 second. Click that. That's okay. And we'll do sort of an outline. That outline looks nice. Let's say the outline should be. That's good. White. It's not bad. Make it a little bit bigger. That's good. I think that'll work. And then okay. And then I think this should do it. I think I can, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can solve it for you just with this. I think we can dispense with all the back and forth, the he said, she said, you said, shit said. I think we can fix all that with a couple of numbers and 3 good old exclamation points in the true Trumpian style. Perhaps we just focus on the 2017 Oh, fucking hell. Right? That's way to, you just take the argument and go, oh, how do we condense this down? Using Occam's rubber mallet here.
Fine. But look at the way Democrats are coming after this message weeks after the supposed denial. This isn't someone who's saying, hey, this is a fake message. Why do you keep citing it? Listen to Goldman talking
Also, this is a fake message. Why do you keep citing it?
About this right in front of Congress.
Well, I want to focus, though, for a second on the WhatsApp that we went through. Mr. Shapley, in your testimony, your opening statement, you said that the text message, the WhatsApp message that we've been talking about, shows Hunter Biden discussing business with his father. Could you show me where in the text message it says anything about discussing business with Joe Biden?
You believe they're trying this stuff?
Yes.
So if you'd like me to go through it, I mean, I can take time to review it if you'd like me to.
Well, I don't have the time, unfortunately, as you point out. I will tell you the only thing it says about it is that Hunter Biden was sitting with his father.
I mean,
it does not say anything about discussing any business.
I mean, is this, can this be more humorous? I mean, it's ridiculous. First of all, that's not what it says. Again, he says, I am sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment has not been made. Now, if he's just sitting there, why would he be thinking about what deal was coming down?
I don't care. It was in 2017. Also, if you'll excuse me, one moment. Whenever I go long, there's always an issue around a little certain somebody. It might be, yes? Can I help you? Can I help you, Mr. Man? Can I help you? Come here. Hello. You're not trapped. You're fine. Come on in. Not a trap. What's going on, buddy? What's happening? What's your buddy to do? What's your buddy to do? What's your buddy to do? How are you? Am I neglecting you? Do you feel neglected? You chipples. Oh, that's a good scratch. It is. It is. How about this? Oh boy. Oh gosh. Let's see. Are we too far? Are we too close? Do I have to tilt the camera up? There he is. Like the back scratches? We like that? Oh, we're stretching out. Okay. You want a snack, don't you? Hello. Hi. Where are you going? There he goes. There he goes. Hi, buddy. Hi, Chipper. How's the Chipper? How's the Chipper, boy? How's the Chipper do? What are you doing? What's your buddy to do? What's your buddy to do? Where's he going? What, you want a snack? Is that what's happening? Oh, I dropped my little fart machine earlier when I was messing around. Tries to... Are you waiting for a treat, young man? Yes, I guess you are. He's pissed. All right, fine. You know what? Chip, you are the reason, my brother, my little one, my little lovely. You are the reason. And he's just over there like, maybe if I attack this thing, he'll let me. What are you doing? Are you blocking your own camera? People want to see you. You're in demand. Oh, he's attacking it now. That's it. Aw. Thanks for the super chat. He's a super cat. Hi. Come here, you. Come here. What are you doing? What you doing? What are you doing? Do you want a snack? Do you want a treat? I'm almost done. I swear. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Excuse me, pardon me, folks. I will return with a cat that's happy. All right, here we come. Here we got the cat treat. Got the cat treat. We try to do this right here. We're gonna do this. Wait, I have to do it. I have to do it over here. There you go. You see it? Yeah. Is that good? There you go. Good stuff. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, that's it. Good. All right. Now you fine? That's it. Okay, come on. Scoot. Let's go. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? He's just going to sit there. All right. Then screw it. That's all right. I'll do the rest of my show with a cat between my feet. I give a shit. I can do this. I'm a professional.
Obviously was talking to him. We
Oh,
now
shut
have
up, Stu.
20 on record.
You're interrupting our cat fun. All right. Let's go back to, by the way, hi chat room. Give me a second. And let's see. I think we can throw up the cat cam. There he is. Hi, buddy. That's the computer overreacting because it's warm in here. That's the fan you're hearing. Just don't attack it right now. You can attack it later. Just a thing. Just what do you attack? No. The fan goes on the computer and he goes. He's gonna attack it. Just that's his butt. You're seeing it in the camera, by the way, by my feet. Okay. I'll keep the cat cam on in case anything exciting happens. Back to this dummy. We're almost done. I do think. Should I? Is there a cat cam? Do I have the cat? Yeah, I do. I have the cat cam over my shirt here, which is good. For those that need it. All right, let's finish up because this is going to get dumber.
Record phone calls about that where Joe Biden was calling in to Hunter Biden business meetings, including.
No, he wasn't. He was calling his son, and his son was sometimes at business meetings in the same way that my parents call me in the middle of my goddamn show all the time. My mom, you guys have been here. You guys have watched my show. When my mother, after I have been doing this show for 2 years, knows exactly when I'm on the air and still calls right in the middle of it. She FaceTimes me while I'm on the air. And I will sometimes turn it around and go, say hi to my mom, right? Who in the chat room's been here? All right, God damn it. Who in the chat room? Chip, you're not giving him much of a show, buddy. I don't know why you're parked right in front of it. Who here has been on the show, like watching the show, when my mother has FaceTimed? And yes, and I've turned it around and shown you guys. Okay, I rest my case. Now I apparently cannot say I have not discussed business with my mother, or I have not had my mother on my show as a guest or something, which if I ever needed to make that kind of an assertion. Oy, so stupid. All right. I'm glad you guys can back me up, though.
One where he actually went to the dinner. He sat at think about this for a second.
When would that be? What year?
What they're trying to make you believe is that Joe Biden went to a dinner with Hunter Biden and a bunch of his business associates, and at no point in the entire dinner did business come up. What human being has ever had an interaction like that?
I'll have you know, I have had dinner with entire bands, and everybody in the band is in business together. They're all in a band together. And in the process of being, he's sneaking out. Chip lives in a hole in my heart. In my entire situation, I have never discussed going on tour with them, working with them. I've had like, how's it going for you stuff, but I haven't started any business talks. I have had dinner with my cousin, who's a U.S. Marshal, and walked around his office at one point. At no point did I discuss joining the Marshals with them. Also, if your son was an addict and he was in business with some folks, and at some point you wanted to drop the the kind of like father of daughter conversation with your drugged out son that you go there and go, "Hi guys, I just wanted you to know I'm in Hunter's life and I take it very seriously. And who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You guys are going to be in business together? Okay, good. What's your name? What's your family like? Yeah? Because I'll have you know that I'm going to leave here, and if you guys fuck with my kid or drag him into any of that shit, I'm going to give you what for?" That's what I'd do.
There's never a point ever where you just say, "Hey guys, like, so you work with Hunter, like, how is that?"
Right, but that's not discussing business. That's discussing your son's friendships and relationships with his business partners. How's business with you guys? That's not like, is there a way we could probably make some money doing the thing? That's a very distinct difference.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into the like never inhaled, or it depends on your definition of what is Clinton sex scandal side.
how's everything going? None of this came up. Nothing.
No, I'm dead serious. If I had a drug addicted son and he was going to form a business with some people, and I knew that they were kind of skating on the idea that he's my kid and that was one of the reasons why they brought him in, and I'm like, these motherfuckers could get my kid dead of an overdose in fucking Romania if I'm not careful. I'm going to have a sit down with those guys, and it ain't going to be about business. It's going to be about me giving him the fucking business if anything goes south with him.
At all, even if he was innocent. I mean, it's more suspicious if it didn't come up, right?
Yeah, it's almost like Trump never using email.
Because then you would be forcing yourself to actually hide this. You're saying, "Oh, well, guys, we can't talk about business because no, we don't want to go on."
No, they don't. They go, "Guys, there's an ethics line. We can't talk about business because my dad is my dad. So don't bring up any of the deals we're working on in his presence or he has to leave." Why is that weird? His dad was a senator. He's now the vice president. Do you think it's too socially awkward, Stu?
Record here. Obviously, this comes up.
Obviously, it doesn't.
Any human being, no human being has ever had an interaction, like an hour-long business meeting with business associates where business didn't come up. Just not.
Yeah, they have. You ever been to a cocktail party for a business that you weren't involved in because your partner worked there? Your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, even a relative invites you to a party? Anybody? You ever gone to one of those things and it's a business you're not in, so it doesn't come up? You go, "Hey, what's your binge watch choice?" Here's the problem. Stu and Glenn eat, breathe, and live this shit in a way that they can never, reality can never influence their attitude towards something. They're not allowed because it's their, that's the issue that they have. They can never say, "He's doing a pretty good job" about Biden, and he can never say Trump, is less effective than I thought he would be.
A thing, obviously, but again, that's speculation on my part. I will.
Right. And tell you what, if it's speculation on your part, don't use a title like this. Irrefutable speculation of Hunter and Joe's maybe possibly corrupt, although you could explain it, crimes that aren't necessarily crimes, that are actually legal because they happened in 2017 if they happened at all.
Why, though, if it's so fake, are they still going like, "Hey, he just said he was sitting there," when
Oh, he's falling back on Glenn's voice again.
that's not at all what he was doing?
How do you know? Were you there? Don't call it evidence unless you can tell me. Because according to Devin Archer, who testified under oath, when he was there, they didn't talk business.
Now, there are new Hunter Biden WhatsApp messages show him demanding $10 million from a Chinese energy venture and bragging that his family is the best at appeasing companies now missing billionaire chairman. It says, "We are all saying the same thing, I hope, but please let's put this to bed tonight and sign officially tomorrow or anytime as late as you want. And get to work. I am tired of this, Kevin. I can make $5 million in salary at any law firm in America. If you think this is about money, it's not. The Bidens are the best I know at doing exactly what the chairman."
Oh, yeah, because they're trying to bring oil and gas investment into the United States during the fracking boom. He means him and Jimmy.
Wants from this partnership. Let's not quibble over peanuts. Now, you might say, okay, look. you could say the money's coming into the Hunter Biden part of it and the other family members, but still we have no direct tie to
Correct.
Joe. Okay.
You also have to point out that that deal didn't end up happening.
Well, that's not exactly true. Hunter Biden frequently covered family expenses, text revealed, because you would say,
did he pay off Joe's gambling debts? Like whoever paid for fucking Brett Kavanaugh's gambling? New shutters don't count. And covering one of your grandkids or Haley's kids' education is not, I mean, that's not bagman activity.
hey, hold on a second. How do you make this tie? Well, if we happen to have one of the people involved in the case saying he was doing this over and over again, perhaps that would be enough. I don't know.
It's not. Because you have to, again, this goes to like Trump's Georgia defense, but it's across the board. So one of the easiest things you can deal with in a court of law, and this is why it was never pursued and why it never will, partly because a lot of this shit comes from the alleged laptop from hell, which was a hard drive, which isn't even, never mind. The point is that he was bitching about, people feeling that he was the person in the family with the most money and always expecting him to pick up the tab. That's not a conspiracy. That's not a criminal endeavor. That's the rich kid in the family going, why the fuck do I have to pick up the tab for everybody? Blah, blah, blah. And the whole giving half of your income to Pop, never mind the fact that it's an unverified thing off the alleged laptop. And even if it's real, if you're going to cop to that part of it, during a time when he's an addict and Joe and Jill are putting his money in a trust so he doesn't snort it all.
For example, this is a Hunter Biden text from 2008.
Allegedly.
He's talking to his family. He says, I love all of you, but I don't receive any response.
Fuck me. This is the Rudy Giuliani fucking text. This is the same shit. This is from the fake hard drive. That was 2018? Figures. Son of a bitch. Thanks, Karma.
And that's fine, I guess.
I agree. I think my mother's lovely as well.
Works for you, apparently. I hope you can all do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard. But don't worry, unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half of your salary.
Okay. Bagmen don't bitch to the Don. And if he's complaining that he's giving half of his salary to Joe, then Joe isn't arranging for these situations. If he considers it his salary, then there is no like coordinated thing where like, okay, we'll set the deal up and Pops will carry it and we'll sell Dad's influence. So if you're selling his influence, you're not giving him half your salary. You're giving him his cut, arguably. And if you're we've talked about this before, but what bagman bitches about bringing the money in the bag? Dude, you get courier fees.
Whole accusation. The money comes into the family, then it gets redirected to Joe when he needs it. There is a Hunter Biden text saying he gave half of his money to Joe Biden.
Right. He considered it his money. If you were only in business because your dad got you the job, and only, I didn't mean to, did I scare you, Chipper? If you're only in business because your dad got you the job, and he's arranging for all these things, and you're just a fucking, fly in the ointment in this stuff. You're just a, you're the go-between. Would you, where does it come in that you get to bitch about it? Especially if you're aware of the deal. Does that make sense to anybody? No. God damn, this is late. And look at Stu. Stu, explain yourself, dummy. If it's his salary, why would he complain? Because what you're saying is that it's Joe's money to start. All of it is.
Again, you can say this isn't proof.
Yes, I can. I am saying it. This is not proof. It is not evidence. And because those text messages came from the laptop that you're talking about, the hard drive named laptop, it's never going to see the inside of a courtroom, so I don't want to fucking hear it. Don't call it evidence. It's never going to see the inside of a courtroom. Nobody's going to do. Hi, Chip. What are you doing? You just put your butt in the camera? Is that what you're doing? Just licking a spot on the ground?
You can't throw him in jail based on this because it's
correct.
Coming from Hunter and not from Joe.
Right, and it's staying with Hunter, and it's not a crime. None of it.
But I will say this, that's evidence.
No, it's not. It's a printout of a iMessage that has no metadata it has no verified metadata to it, and it's been passed through 19 different, hands before it's actually made its way to Stu.
That's evidence. We
No, it's not.
know there was a shakedown going from Hunter to these foreign companies.
No. A shakedown, again, if it's a shakedown, then how is it influence peddling? A shakedown is, we're going to screw you, you're the good guys, and we're going to fuck you up. Like, think of it, like, he's making the case right now that this is protection money. That's what a shakedown is. Give me all your extra money, like the sheriff of Nottingham, or we're going to, pull your permit and fuck up your life. That's not the argument these assholes have been making. They've been making the case that China owns Biden and that Russia owns Biden through Ukraine, or Ukraine owns Biden, or Elena Baturina owns Biden, or whatever that shit the argument is. But now Stu is not only moving to the, you can't prove any of it and it's not evidence, and I understand that, but I'm going to call it that anyways because fuck it, who cares at this point, because Christianity's a joke over here at the Blaze. But on top of that, it's now the Bidens aren't influence peddling. They're a mob group, and maybe this comes from seeing Glenn's stupid little play acting video the other day that he put out and having to watch it. But he's not. He's arguing that they're squeezing our enemies. At which point you're kind of like, A, good, B, there's no proof of that, but you're bitching about that?
We know these foreign companies took the money and sent it to Hunter Biden.
Took what money?
And we have Hunter Biden on the record saying that he was giving half of his money to Joe Biden.
Right. He was not giving any of Joe Biden's money to Joe Biden.
That's evidence.
No, that's not.
You can.
It's also bullshit. Show me the metadata on those messages right now. Stu, show me where that those messages are real, unedited, in their original form, with every single word in them in the same order that they left Hunter's phone if they ever were there in the first place.
Say it's not proof. You can say it's not airtight for a criminal trial, but you...
Yeah, which would keep it out of the evidentiary world, because evidence is, by its very nature, valuable to a trial. It is evidence. If it's not evidence, if it's conjecture, if it's bullshit, if it's fabrications, if it's lies, if it's manipulated, if it's, selective parts of a conversation and the like, if it's hearsay, that's not evidence.
You can't say there's no evidence. And
yes, I can. There is no evidence. And I can say it specifically, not just in general, but about everything you've talked about here.
In fact, of course, if you go back and remember, Hunter Biden's business partner called Joe Biden the big guy in panic messages after the Post laptop story. Go back.
Right. Bobulinski kept calling that. He got ejected. Nobody wanted to work with him anymore, and he's a disgruntled employee. And
I can read that story over and over again. They cite this. You remember the story from right before the election. These people are accessories to this at some level.
Accessories to what? Legitimate business?
They are certainly eyewitnesses. They were involved in these business deals when we...
You mean the ones that didn't actually happen and the meetings that didn't actually occur? Meetings, by the way, that Bobulinski wanted to arrange thanked Hunter ahead of time for setting up that never occurred. Maybe that's why the guy got ditched.
We asked them what they meant by the big guy. They tell us they meant Joe Biden. They're on the record, witnesses. They've talked about this.
Yes, and they themselves received more money than Hunter did and were engaged in other criminal activity in the case of Devin Archer, bilking Native American tribes out of millions of dollars and is going to jail for a year.
On the record, witnesses is evidence.
Right, trying to get the Congress to intercede and get them a get-out-of-jail-free card.
That's what it is.
Nope.
That's how you prove things in court. Here's another one. This is one you might not even know. In fact, a lot of people haven't seen this. But let's just say, okay, maybe Hunter Biden is texting things he's trying to hurt his father in that period of time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hi, buddy. Chip is just laying there playing with a USB cable.
Maybe that could be. Still would be evidence there. But
it wouldn't.
Go on when you have two Hunter Biden business associates texting each other about these deals. Here's what they said. This is, again, what you would call evidence.
Okay, let's hear it. This is going to be it. He's saved it best for the last.
This is what the text reads.
Okay.
Don't mention Joe being involved. It's only when you're face to face. I know you know, but they are paranoid. He responds, okay, they should be paranoid about things for real. Again, why would two business associates be texting these things back and forth to each other? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, first of all, the reason they're paranoid is because if Joe gets wind of them trying to use his name, he'll shut the fucking thing down. Because if he's not involved and Gilyar and Bobolinsky are trying to use his name or their connection to Hunter while Hunter's passed out somewhere to try and peddle influence, they're going to get fucked. The they is everybody else involved.
I'll know that 20 calls happened when he attended these dinners.
No, you don't. You know that Joe called his son at random times every single day for a decade during the time he was in business with Devin Archer. And Devin Archer said 20 times he came on the phone and they talked about the weather and said, hi, guys. Did Chip take off? He did. He bugged out. All right. Well, we'll cat cam later.
It's obvious that business came up. And let's create a scenario here
no, it isn't.
real quick for the media.
Okay, scenario. I know we've skipped past the evidence part. We're going to two of Hunter Biden's former partners who are saying, don't bring up Joe, because they don't really have access to Joe. And if they do bring him up and they make a promise they can't keep, they're in deep shit.
Let's just say Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck you. You mean Dershowitz's pal?
Had a message that was intercepted that was going to somebody, I don't know, Ghislaine Maxwell. And it said, hey, Ghislaine, we need to get these younger girls here. I'm sitting in the room with Donald Trump. He really wants these young girls delivered fast. If you don't give it to me, I'm going to hold a grudge against you, and me and the man sitting next to me are going to ruin your life. Do you think CNN would run with that?
Yes. You know why? Does anybody have an idea why? Primarily? And this, and I'll tell you what, I'll even tie it to a particular date. Because what if the girls that he's talking about are not indeed prostitutes, but are whatever. I mean, it's Epstein, so we won't even do that. But here's the difference. In the case of Epstein, these girls would be underage, and Donald Trump himself would be, a message would be allegedly relayed from him by that person that they want those underage girls there as quickly as possible. And we would all react to that. In this particular case, it is the allegation that Hunter Biden is leveraging the existence of his father sitting next to him on the couch as a PowerPoint to go, don't fuck with me because my dad knows people who know where you are or some shit. Like tries gangster language to get this deal done. In 2017. So imagine in the same scenario, Jeffrey Epstein, it's a different Jeffrey, not Jeffrey Epstein that we know about, but Jeffrey Epstein calls Donald Trump, calls Don Jr. And Don Jr. saying, I'm sitting here with my dad and he can't wait for those 65-year-old women to come over. He's really interested in dating one or two of them, depending on how freaky they like to get. And all of us would go, don't care.
I think they'd say there
Oh, hi. You came back. Hi, buddy.
was no evidence that Donald Trump hooked up with young girls. It might not prove that he did that. Maybe Jeffrey Epstein was trying to hurt Donald Trump in this scenario.
Right. And by the way, I appreciate you bringing that up for a couple of reasons. The biggest one, I suppose, Juki, is, and we can probably do this pretty easily. Let's see. How's this? Yeah. Go to, I need a green screen for this one, don't I? I do. And then take this here and similarity. I need a more yellowy tone. Let's see. I'll do a color key. Hold on. Turn that on. There we go. Turn the similarity up. There you go. Turn this up a touch. Well, I got it. That's the green. That won't work. Hold on. I'll go to this one. This guy right here. And we'll pick, on this guy, we'll pick a color. Select color. And then we'll go, gotta pick one from the, pick here. Let's see if this, let's go here, this business. We'll bring this down to here, something like that, and go okay. And then, oh, well, that just gets everybody. Here. And we'll take this. Well, shit. You know what? I don't even know why I'm bothering. How about this, Stu? How about we do it this way? I'll give me 1 second. Studio, just for Stu's benefit. Take this guy, move it to here. Take this down, shrink it down. Excellent. Anyways, you were saying.
Scenario. But certainly there would be evidence. And Jeffrey, that Donald Trump hooked up with young girls. It might not prove that he did that. Maybe Jeffrey Epstein was trying to hurt Donald Trump in this scenario. But certainly there would be evidence.
I don't buy that. I don't think he would try to hurt him. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
And certainly they would not hold any reservations whatsoever. This is the same media.
Yeah, the same media that showed this picture all over the place. Took a little look.
That spent years and years and years and years on Russia, with every little development every day being the walls are closing in and evidence has finally come to prove all of our accusations against Donald Trump. And that evidence never showed up.
No, it did. It's just that Barr wouldn't let him be indicted.
There's lots of
and a bunch of his people got arrested. And again, this is one of those situations where Devin Archer's getting arrested. Tony Bobulinski, there's a chance that Tony Bobulinski will end up in jail as well. You could argue that that's sort of similar to like Paul Manafort and others getting arrested. The problem is that like Devin Archer didn't come to work for free with Jeffrey Epstein or with that Jeffrey Epstein worked for free for that billionaire guy who gave him the building in New York that Dershowitz went to, and he gave it to him for $1. Manafort worked for Trump for free to make himself right with the Russians and got busted. He went to jail for the stuff he did involved in that. Okay.
Accusations, not a lot of evidence. These messages between business associates outside of the relationship, all these things, many of which have never been denied.
No, they deny the existence of the messages themselves, or that they are authentic. But also, you keep referencing ones that are after Biden's no longer in office.
Are absolutely evidence in this case.
No, they're not.
Case. And the media they're scam artists for not pointing it out. This is like the guy who murders his wife and then goes on.
And then uses her ballot to vote for Donald Trump. I don't know if you've, let's see. There's a guy, murders wife, votes Trump. Is it, and I know it's probably not this story, Stu, probably not this exact story you're thinking, but it sticks out to me as part of this. Yeah, this story, you mean? Shoot, Stu, I'll tell you what, let's just squeeze this down to here, and I'll see how small I can make this thing. We'll just, there you go. And we'll put this over here. So you can just keep talking, and I'll even hide, I'll tell you what, I'll even hide this one for a second. There you go. You were saying, okay, so you had a scenario, you were going to tell us all about it. Sorry, I got to get this out of your face. You're a busy guy. You can't. I'll move this up here, and then voting for who? Oh, there you go. Sorry. So you were saying back up. There's a story about a guy who met a girl, who had a guy, had a girl, the girl did a guy. Okay, and you were saying something. Okay.
Never been denied. Are absolutely evidence in this case. And the media there's scam artists for not pointing it out. This is like the guy who murders his wife and then goes on and Googles how to kill a wife and bury a 115-pound woman. And then the media's like, well, we don't have the body. We don't have any other evidence. All we have are these Google searches. And there's no evidence supporting that this guy did it. All he did was Google and Google and Google about burying women. So we have nothing. You have plenty there.
Okay, that's not plenty. Nobody gets convicted on just Googling how to bury a 115-pound woman. My grandmother had just died, and she wanted to be buried in the sand, and I didn't even know if it was legal. Like, there's 100 reasons to answer that. And by the way, there's no place where the media ever, in a situation where a guy has been accused of murdering his wife, where he looked that up on Google, that they wouldn't go, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did it. But legally, there's a lot of reasons why they won't commit to calling this fucking guy guilty before he's arrested and charged with the crime.
Might not be the entire case, but you have plenty of evidence.
Again, that's not plenty of evidence. It just fucking isn't. And what happens if you go for that and it turns out to be somebody else? He just hated her. He was gonna do it, never got around to it. But the real murderer gets away because this guy was already convicted in the press and all that kind of stuff. That's why we have a judicial system, stupid.
It's absurd they're still in denial on this, and it shows exactly who these people are. Hunter Biden.
That was the end of the video. That's it. So it's absurd, and it shows them who they are. Barry Morphew, a Colorado man arrested this month for allegedly murdering his missing wife, has also been accused of voting for former President Donald Trump in her name. Yes, Trump cornered the market on murderers who use their wife's ballot to fraudulently vote in the election. By the way, I would like to say, for all the people who've been looking for it, verifiable voter fraud. Just say it. It's there. Barry Morphew, 53, was charged with felony forgery and offenses related to mail ballots, a misdemeanor according to court records filed Thursday. He was previously arrested on May 5th on charges of first-degree murder after tampering with physical evidence, deliberately tampering with physical evidence, and an attempt to influence a public servant, according to court documents in connection with the disappearance of his wife, Suzanne Morphew, over a year ago. Suzanne Morphew, 49, who shared 2 daughters with her husband, disappeared on May 10th near the small mountain town of Salida in Chaffee County. She is yet to be found. So when the Chaffee County Clerk's Office received a voter ballot in the mail for this missing person in October, the county clerk reported that the alleged voter fraud to the authorities, according to an arrest warrant affidavit. The ballot did not have the required signature, but was allegedly signed by Barry Morphew on the witness's signature on October 15th, according to the affidavit. The Chaffee County Sheriff seized the ballot and its envelope as evidence, and Barry Morphew's own ballot and envelope were seized in March as well during the months-long investigation, according to the affidavit. During the interview with the FBI agents, he allegedly confessed to submitting his wife's ballot, according to the affidavit. Just because I wanted Trump to win, I just thought, give him another vote. I figure all these other guys are cheating, he allegedly said, adding that his wife was going to vote for Trump anyways, according to the affidavit. Yeah, except for she was fucking murdered. He allegedly told the FBI agents he didn't realize it was illegal to submit someone else's voter ballot. I didn't know you couldn't do that for your spouse. Aren't you supposed to vote for your woman? Barry Morphew is being held in the Chaffee County Detention Facility without bond in the murder case. He's next to appear May 27th. No other arrests were expected in connection with the disappearance of Suzanne Morphew. So just saying, there have been cases of, and none of them would change the election, but there have been cases of verifiable voter fraud. in the 2020 election, this would be one of them. Yeah. And Stu wants you to know, I mean, how much evidence do you need? And it's funny to me that he would bring up the whole, like, guy murdering his wife, and it did. Maybe he doesn't even know about this. Maybe Stu doesn't know about the guy who murdered his wife and voted for Trump. I doubt it. I can't imagine he doesn't. That said, Stu, congratulations. You have officially made us all dumber. Introducing elements of the allegations that have not ever seen like the inside of a sensible skull, and absolutely throwing the entire argument that people have been making against Hunter Biden into a shredder and coming out with the upside down world version of reality. The idea that the Bidens are shaking down China I can't get out of my head now. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you on behalf of my viewers, the chat room, everybody. I think we've all enjoyed this a lot. See, that's the USB cable that Chip was playing with right there. This guy right there. I think he's under my desk now, which is making me very nervous. Excuse me. Chip, are you around? Did you leave? Okay. He's fine. He went that way. All right. Just making sure. Anyways, I will continue, you guys, to confront these allegations that we keep hearing around this stuff. Oh, he's back. Oh, hi, Chip. Did you get nervous when I thought you were... There you go, buddy. Hold on. I got to turn on the cat cam. There you go. I know. What? Well, what is it, buddy? Yeah? What is it? No, it's not right. You're not... What's the matter? You okay? Yeah? You think so? Oh, poor boy. The poor boy, what's he do? What's a boy to do? What is he doing? The poor boy. How does he do? How do you live? How do you what did it do? How did it do? What's it doing? I got to finish the show. It's time to finish the show. I feel like I should get one of those floor buttons for you. And you don't pretend to look out the window. Nothing's coming. Stop it. It's like, hey, there's something over there in the direction of the food. Cat hair. Jesus Christ, the tufts. Anyways, I adore you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow for the radio show. Thanks for your support, your love, your generosity. You're the best chat fucking ever. Just saying.